Imagine being only 12 years old, but your mind is sharper than the greatest scientists alive. Imagine writing a book so powerful, so unbelievably intelligent, that world-renowned researchers, professors, and innovators stop in shock, whispering, "How can two little girls know this?" This is the unbelievable true story of the twin sisters of Hearts of the Twins. Two girls who couldn't be more different. One with a pure black face glowing with unmatched kindness, and the other with a pale white face, messy, rude, chaotic, yet brilliantly gifted. Together, they created something the world was never prepared for. A book that unlocked hidden patterns of the universe, predictions that came true, scientific formulas never seen before, and wisdom even adults couldn't understand. Today, you will witness how two opposite souls, bound by blood and destiny, shook the entire scientific world. Their words changed minds, rewrote theories, and revealed a truth that humanity had forgotten. Stay with me. Because once you hear what these two 12-year-old twins discovered, it will change the way you look at knowledge, talent, and human potential forever. The sun had barely risen when the twins stepped out of their tiny old house. The kind of place where dreams feel too big and the walls feel too small. The black-faced sister, Amara, always woke up first. Her eyes carried a softness no one her age had, the kind of compassion that made stray cats follow her and strangers smile without noticing. Her twin, Celine, the white-faced sister, was the opposite, loud, careless, always rude, always messy, leaving a store behind wherever she went. People whispered about them in town, not because of their faces, but because of the strange feeling the twins left in every room they entered, as if something bigger, something unseen, lived in their minds. For years, teachers struggled to understand them. Amara would silently solve problems impossible for her age, while Celine interrupted class with bold, chaotic theories that sounded ridiculous until someone older realized she was right. Their brains were unexplained magic, opposite energies that somehow completed the same equation. One cold evening, when the world outside felt still, the twins found something that changed everything. Inside a dusty old box under their grandmother's bed was a blank book. Pure white pages, no title, no marks, just a strange symbol on the cover. Two circles intertwined like a figure eight. Infinity, destiny. They didn't know what it meant, but the moment they touched it, a spark passed between them. Not pain, clarity. Ideas started forming in their heads faster than they could speak. Pages begged to be filled. That night, the twins began writing. Not stories, not drawings, but patterns, equations, symbols, thoughts that didn't feel like theirs, ideas that came from a place they couldn't explain. Amara wrote softly and slowly, as if her pen could hear the universe breathing. Celine wrote wildly, aggressively, her words colliding like stars crashing into each other. But when the pages filled, everything flowed together in perfect order, like two storms forming a single sky. The book became their universe. Every night, while the world slept, they wrote. They wrote about time bending like sound, about emotions forming measurable energy, about choices echoing through unseen layers of reality, about how the human brain creates invisible frequencies when touched by fear, love, anger, or curiosity. They wrote how the universe listens and answers. One morning, Amara brought the book to her school, not to show off, but because she felt something inside it shifting, like the pages wanted to be seen. A science teacher discovered it and froze. His eyes widened as he turned each page. These weren't children's sketches. These were theories, raw, brilliant theories, some of which matched ongoing research from top universities, research that hadn't even been published yet. In less than a week, the twins were invited to a private scientific review board filled with adults who had spent decades studying the very topics the sisters had written about: physics, neuroscience, predictive modeling, philosophy of consciousness. The girls sat at a long table, their feet barely touching the floor. Amara looked nervous. Celine looked annoyed. But when the scientists began questioning them, something unbelievable happened. They answered perfectly, naturally, like breathing. One scientist asked how the twins discovered a pattern linking human emotion to digital frequency output. Amara smiled softly and said, "We didn't discover it. We just noticed what was already there." Celine shrugged and added, Adults don't see what's obvious. You're too busy trying to prove things instead of feeling them. The room fell silent. Every experiment the scientists wanted to test, every equation they tried to challenge, the twins responded with clarity and simplicity, almost annoyed at how slow the adults were thinking. Their book wasn't just intelligent. It carried a way of seeing the world that was ancient and futuristic at the same time. News spread faster than wildfire. 12-year-old twins shock scientists. Are these girls the next Einstein? How did two opposite sisters unlock hidden intelligence? Yet with every headline, the twins felt the same thing growing, a mixture of fear and wonder. People wanted answers. Governments, universities, corporations, everyone, but the twins didn't trust the world. They trusted only each other. One night, sitting under a flickering street lamp, Celine asked, "Why do you think we can do this? Why us?" Amara looked at the sky, then at her sister. "Because we're two halves of one mind. You see the chaos. I see the calm. Together we see the truth." Celine didn't respond, but for the first time, her eyes softened. The book continued evolving. New pages appeared blank at first, then slowly filled with ideas the twins didn't remember writing. Some pages predicted scientific breakthroughs, technology that didn't exist yet, but would soon. Some pages explained emotions so deeply that therapists cried reading them. Some pages described the future, not with dates, but patterns of human behavior repeating across centuries. The scientific world was stunned. One professor said reading the book felt like standing on the edge of the universe, looking at a map drawn by two children who somehow traveled farther than any adult ever could. But what made the twins truly extraordinary was not their intelligence. It was their bond. Every idea they wrote was balanced by their differences. Amara's gentle heart guiding Celine's wild brilliance. Celine's fearless energy pushing Amara's quiet depth. They didn't just write knowledge. They wrote harmony. They wrote the universe the way children see it, without limits, without fear, without the boundaries adults create. The world wanted to claim them, but the twins decided the world wasn't ready. Instead of giving the book away, they hid it again, this time somewhere only they knew. Because knowledge without kindness becomes dangerous, and power without wisdom becomes destructive. The last page they wrote held only one sentence. The universe reveals itself to those who listen with both mind and heart. And just like that, the twins stepped back into the shadows of their ordinary life, carrying the extraordinary within them, waiting for the right moment when the world would finally be wise enough, calm enough, kind enough to understand. Genius is not measured by age, appearance, or perfection. It is shaped by perspective. The twins prove that true intelligence is born when different minds learn to work together. Amara taught that kindness brings clarity. Celine showed that boldness sparks creation. Alone, they were incomplete. Together, they were unstoppable. Their story reminds us that every human, no matter how different, carries a piece of the universe inside them. When we combine our strengths instead of fighting our differences, we create things the world has never seen before. And sometimes the greatest discoveries don't come from laboratories or machines. They come from hearts brave enough to imagine the impossible.